Hey guys, and welcome to the first Artifact Council video ever. If you're wondering where that name came from, it is because we are a team from another card game. We're called the Destiny Council. We play Star Wars Destiny, which is a CCG made by Fantasy Flight Games. Um, we're one of the better competitive content providers out there, I'd like to think. We all top 16 Worlds last year. We're going to Worlds in 2 weeks. Yes, and I'm still spending time on this video. That's how excited I am for Artifact. And when we first became aware of Artifact, we were like, huh, that seems like something that we could do. So we decided we'd go ahead, hop right in, start doing content. Obviously, we won't be doing much until certainly post Worlds, and probably not until more information comes out. Maybe we'll get beta keys. That would be great. But we're hopping on the bandwagon. um, a little bit about myself and why I'm so excited. I love Dota 2. I was a 99th percentile player during my freshman year of college when I spent way too much time playing that game. Eventually, I decided to work a little bit more on homework. Um, and as I got worse and worse at Dota, or not really like bad, I just wasn't playing. I wasn't improving at the rate I wanted to. I kind of stopped playing. So I didn't hear about the initial announcement of it at the TI, but now I finally heard about Artifact. I'm like, this is gonna be great because I love complexity in games, and from the sounds of it, uh, Artifact is going to be a complex online card game. It's not going to be the most complex game ever, but it'll certainly be more complex than Hearthstone, and Hearthstone drives me nuts. Now, I know lots of you enjoy Hearthstone, but I cannot stand the amount of RNG that is in the game. When you toss that Mad Bomber out, when you toss out that Ragnaros, when you toss out Sylvanas, when you toss out all this other stuff, that seems to be completely random. I just can't stand it. Now, I'm not. Obviously, Artifact is going to have RNG. There is good forms of RNG. Typically, good RNG is stuff that is random. It happens, and then you have a chance to react to it. Bad RNG is typically when you play a card and you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You're spending 3 mana for some undetermined effect. Um, that being said, I think that most of the randomness we've heard about in Artifact is the good kind of randomness. So you get to see where the creeps are spawning, even if they're random. You get to see which way they'll be attacking. You get to plan and work around that. I'm super pumped for it because I personally am a huge deck builder, and the amount of depth that is going to be in the deck building in this game, I think, is going to be super high. Um, Mainly because the variation that these heroes and the colors that they bring to the table offers. First you have a choice. Which 2 colors? I think monocolor is probably going to be an option, but I don't think it'll be very common because adding another color doubles your card pool. Um, so which 2 colors do you bring to the table is a really interesting question. Do you bring the red color, which is a more aggro, has high health, high damage at the start of game, but kind of falls off late game? Do you bring more magic color, which is typically weaker early game, but much more powerful spells than later on in the game once you have high mana? You have the support class of green. You have the assassin class of black, which is really unique in that it can affect other lanes more than the other classes. There's just so much going on. It's like those pairings. Do I go all out aggro with like a single assassin and then 4 red so that that assassin can back up the 2 lanes that I'm actually trying to defeat and win? Or do I go more, plan for late game? Take maybe a couple red characters to help me have that farming capacity. They'll be killing heroes, they'll be not dying themselves to not feed my opponents, and then put some powerful items into your deck that you then equip on your blue heroes, and later on you have these nuts heroes. But then even beyond that, you have the choice of which heroes do you take. The different blue heroes are going to have different abilities that are going to affect the game in very different ways. The different red heroes, the different black heroes, they're all going to be unique to themselves. I think, now don't quote me on this, I think heroes allow you to bring certain cards with them. So like Luna, no, what's your face? Uh, the silly person who rides a panther goes Lucent Beams. Man, this is how you know you haven't played Dota 2 in too long. She's right there. On the second from the right. But in any case, she has an ability, called Lucent Beam that she can cast, and then it also has like this Eclipse card that later on will cast the same number of Lucent Beams as you have already casted in that lane. So obviously there are going to be different abilities that are attached to characters. So even not only which colors allow me to bring which cards, but which characters allow me to bring, their character cards with them, and how will that affect my deck building, is all really fascinating. I'm really excited for this game. I know that some people were upset with Valve for not making Half-Life 2, Half-Life 3, Portal 3, all that other stuff. Um, I'm not upset because I only ever really played Dota 2, and I'm really, really excited about um, Artifact for this one thing, is that Valve does a really excellent job of supporting competitive games. What they did with Dota 2 is amazing. The amount of money that they pump into their tournaments through community funding, the way they react to the metagame, the way they balance, it's all exceptional. CS:GO is obviously one of the most successful, if not the most successful, competitive shooter. Um, when you look on Twitch and you see what's getting the most views, it's never Call of Duty. It's always CS:GO, right? Um, so CS:GO obviously run very well by them. So when they come out and they're like, we're going to do $1 million tournament, we're going to make our own card game, it's going to be complex. This to me screams, this will be the best online competitive card game. Now Hearthstone obviously has a great scene, but as I said, I hate the simplicity of Hearthstone and the randomness of Hearthstone. I can't stand it. When I play that, I'll pick it up and I'll play it and I'll enjoy it, and then after about a month of playing it, I'll have that same experience where people just keep dragging Ragnaros against me or Sylvanas, and then it will randomly win them the game, and I hate that. So I hope that that's not super prevalent in Artifact. I hope that it's the good type of RNG. I hope that it's extremely complex. I look forward to doing deck building. Um, I'm excited that it will actually have trading card elements where you can sell your cards and stuff like that. I never liked that about Hearthstone, how you basically had to buy packs and then get dust to craft your cards. You couldn't, if you had a friend who opened 3 of the same legendary, he couldn't give you that legendary. I always thought that was just a money grabbing habit by Hearthstone, and I like that it's gonna have a cost to enter, just because hopefully then it will run like a standard CCG and the economy will be a little bit better. The cost to play the game is to get a starting pack, and the point that uh, Gabe Newell was making when he was talking about the game is that when you have something that costs free in a game, it negatively affects everything else in the game. Because if somebody can join Hearthstone and get all these free cards, right? Or if somebody could join Artifact and get all these free cards, then naturally, all those cards are going to be much, 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 much cheaper, right? And then if a person has the choice of buying this, well, yes, this card only came in packs and is kind of rare card, or this card that comes in the starter packs, or is like one of the much easier to get cards, like because you have the option of playing a free card or a cost card, that cost card is naturally going to cost less. Whereas if these entry level cards at least cost $15 to make or to get, then they have value. Maybe you don't get. I think 3 is the max every card in the deck, so maybe you only get 2 in the starter, and then they'll hold value when you get them. Also, you don't have as much problem with bots, which is a thing that used to be done in Hearthstone, I believe. Or actually no, Dota 2 had issues with bots because it was free to play, and the bots would join these games, they'd play and do terribly, and it would ruin the game for everybody. But because they were playing, they'd get items, and then these items would be sold on the Steam marketplace by the bot owners. So that problem obviously will hopefully be alleviated by the entry price. But yeah, I'm super stoked. I hope that you guys are as well. Look for us to be writing articles, providing gameplay commentary, gameplay advice, all that jazz. We have done article writing. We've done all this other stuff for Destiny, so we have experience. So hopefully we'll be able to translate that into Artifact, and hopefully you guys will enjoy our content. So yeah, I'm excited, and I will see you sometime after Worlds, and hopefully we'll get some new juicy news sometime. Till next time.